Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yeah, I feel I'm the best in the sport, and to be the best, you got to be the best.
BoxingVoice.com. To be one champion, one face, one name. His name's Deontay Wilder. BoxingVoice.com.
This is the fight that I've been wanting to keep done for the longest time.
110%. There's no doubt in my mind. That fight will happen. There's no doubt in my mind. I'll beat Wilder as well.
I'm scaring heavyweights each and every time. Don't you see it? You know, I am the most feared. And if I'm not, then I want somebody to shut me up. I want somebody to prove that to me. I want to be proven wrong. But right now, I don't feel like nobody's going to prove me wrong. Who has the guts?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boxing fans, casual boxing fans, people that just stumbled across this stream. Good morning, good morning. We're coming to you with some breaking news, coming straight from the desk of Carl Froch, former fighter himself and champion at 168 pounds, famously known for holding the WBC and facing Andre Ward and a list of other elite level names. He's taken to social media and has done an interview, and we have some quotes that we will discuss. What's on Carl Froch's mind, you say? Carl Froch says, I just don't understand why Joshua disregards Deontay Wilder. And we'll get into that. There are some specifics in here that we need to touch on, but remember the call-in number is 1-425-569-5241. If you want to voice your opinion here on this topic, you can do so by calling that number, pressing one time. You could also call us up on Skype absolutely free anywhere in the world by downloading the Skype mobile app on your Android or iPhone, adding Nestor Gibbs, Nestor Gibbs, and sending a friend request, and you will be added to the conversation. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said, breaking news, Carl Froch did an interview, I believe, with Sky Sports. I want to read a few quotes here to you guys. Before I get to that, though, we obviously know that this is all build up. I think we discussed that yesterday. This is all build up for what's to come, and we all know that, you know, that's Saturday night's fight. Now, Carl Froch is a former world champion, and he's also a Sky Sports analyst, you know, and he's obviously excited, like the rest of us, for the chance to see the heavyweight unification between the IBF, IBO, WBA champion Anthony Joshua, who's 20-0 with 20 knockouts. That's 100% knockout ratio. But we're all excited to see him not face Joseph Parker, but Deontay Wilder. The world continues to discuss a match, a unification between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, who is 40-0 with 39 knockouts, coming into somewhere like a 99.9 knockout ratio, right? But this coming Saturday night, we all know that Joshua's going to be colliding with New Zealand heavyweight Joseph Parker, you know, famously known for capturing his title in a vacant match versus Andy Ruiz, I believe. And then, you know, having names like Carlos Takam. He just beat Huey Fury a fight ago. So Joseph Parker, definitely a top 5 heavyweight in the division, the current WBO champion. And this is a unification for undisputed champion on Saturday. Now, Wilder is, we don't know yet, according to all the rumors yesterday and Eddie Hearn's interview with IFL TV, he was scheduled to be ringside, but he's changed his mind after both Joshua and the promoter of Joshua, Eddie Hearn, have refused to allow him in the ring in the aftermath to do a face-off with Anthony Joshua if he were to win. Now, we've heard interviews with Joshua where he said things like, you know, this is my ring. If he wants to come, you know, I'll invite him. He's not going to just bogart a ring. And I understand that. That's respectable. You know, that's what anyone should be saying. Like, don't crash my party. I mean, Floyd got mad when Floyd got mad when Mosley did it to him. So I understand Joshua for sure. Now, here's where I don't get him. You know, when it comes to Wilder, he says things like, I got to handle the Joseph Parker fight first. You know, we got business to take care of first. After we take care of business, then he can, you know, maybe I can invite him in the ring is what he says. But here's the difference. You had business with, I believe, Eric Molina, if I'm not mistaken, but I'll just double check Eric Molina on BoxRec. You know, got to put fighter. Let me see, boxer. And we'll check how those fights came and who was before and after. So Anthony Joshua faced Eric Molina in 2016, December 10th. And then he faced Vladimir Klitschko next. So my original assumption was correct. And the way that it took place was he had a fight with Eric Molina. It was signed, sealed, and delivered. It was fight night. Vladimir Klitschko and Deontay Wilder are in the stands. They're in the audience, okay? Vladimir Klitschko, 18-month layoff, vacant WBA because he was not the current. He lost to Tyson Fury. And Deontay Wilder were in the audience. Anthony Joshua already had everything set, signed, sealed, and delivered to fight Vladimir Klitschko. All he had to do was beat Eric Molina. Once he did, Vladimir was invited into the ring. Their fight was announced. Okay, guys, you won this fight. Remember Vladimir, right? So what is the difference, I ask you? What is the difference for you to now have a signed, sealed, and delivered contract that states if you win, Deontay can step into the ring and announce the fight? But there is no contract to announce the fight because it isn't the next fight that you want. It's not the next fight that your promoter wants. And it's starting to be obvious to the rest of us because daily we are getting more and more people question it. This time we have a Sky Sports analyst, an expert in the game because he's a former world champion. And he's coming out and saying that he just doesn't understand. Why do you continue to disregard Deontay? But let's get into his quotes. Joshua appears to be content with allowing the possibility of the Wilder fight to play out longer. I don't really understand why Josh just disregards him. He seems to be happy keeping him waiting. Wilder is the one we want to see him in with. And the fight he needs to win, Froch said to Sky Sports. There's always pressure on Joshua, but thanks to Deontay Wilder, there is even more time and time around. A lot of people are asking questions. Is he coming over? When is he going to fight Josh? And if not, why all of a sudden, where am I? I got a phone call. Sorry, guys. Why all of a sudden there's someone out there who is smashing people to bits and looking fantastic doing it? You know, so he's saying, why isn't he coming over? When is he going to fight Joshua? Why isn't it happening? Why not? All of a sudden, there is someone out there who's smashing people to bits and looking fantastic and nobody wants to do something? All right, and I'm going to continue the quote. Wilder is exciting. He has explosive power. He is awkward. He is dangerous. And when he's got someone hurt, he doesn't let them off the hook, unlike Vladimir Klitschko, regardless of what he says and puts out there. Wilder is big and scary. And trust me, when Josh and Rob McCracklin sit down and watch Deontay Wilder fight, they will know 100% that is a very dangerous fight. Now, Froch was obviously impressed with Wilder's most recent win over Luis Ortiz, where many of Wilder detractors say Luis Ortiz was old and washed up. Kind of the same thing that many of the Anthony Joshua detractors say about Vladimir Klitschko coming off a 2-year layoff and a loss. And I quote, "There is a lot of heat on Josh. I said I wanted Wilder to make him and Rob sweat a bit against Ortiz, and he did just that. But now, with the world watching him, another sold-out stadium, all there to see him against another world champ, the heat is definitely on. Josh has to beat Parker, but this one is also about how he wins it. He could really send a message out to Wilder. Parker is unbeaten world champion, something Wilder hasn't faced. And if he does the job and looks really classy doing it, either in points or by smashing him to bits, that's not the only smashing him to bits, that not only sends a message, it also takes the pressure off of him. Now, key word, takes the pressure off of him. What does that mean? That if he looks good, he doesn't have to fight Deontay Wilder next? Does that mean that? I mean, I don't know. If he looks bad, does he have to fight? I really don't know what that means. But I will say this. Smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel, because today we will end the rumors. Today we will get confirmation. We will have Deontay Wilder live on the show, and we will ask him whether or not he's going to go to Cardiff. We're going to ask him what's going on. Is Eddie lying? Yes or no? I got in confirmation. I've been talking to him all morning. He heard last night's show, and he's ready to go. So don't forget to tune in, subscribe, click that notification bell, because you don't know when we're going to go live, and you do not want to be that guy that missed this epic interview for what's really sending, shockwaves through the media. Bomb Squad! People were not excited about the rumors that he may possibly not show up to this fight. The world really, like Carl Froch, wants Deontay to continue to put pressure on Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn to make this fight. Not being there could be detrimental. It could mean an in-between fight before actually going there. Shout out to Eddie Hearn in the chat. It could mean an in-between fight before actually seeing Anthony Joshua. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, the call-in number is 1-425-569-5241. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, because I'm doing a solo show, Scarface, no Manolo, no Matt, no producer, just bringing you breaking news, giving you your boxing gospel, allowing you to get your boxing fix, whether it's either on your way to work, if you're UK and you're already at work, if you're in the West Coast and you're, on your way to work. Because if you're on the East, you're working as well. But anyway, we're going to go out to the phone lines. First, a word from our sponsors.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Looks like we got someone calling in on the UK on the landline. Maybe MIDI, may not be. 442 International, you're up. 442-030. If you're calling in long distance, I'm looking to go to you, my friend. All right. He must be working. 205-490. 205-490. You're live on TBV. Good morning. Talk to me.
Liz, how you doing this morning, my brother?
I'm excited, brother. Another day alive, another day talking boxing with all you good people.
I got one One word for you. Bomb squad! They're afraid. They're afraid, man. That's all I could say. They use all this different type of talk, all these different words, and think that we're not seeing inside of what they're saying, man. It's all fear. It's all fear. They're waiting on Wilder to slip up so that they could put him in the ring with another, I don't know what. This guy haven't proven anything they asked about Deontay yet.
Now, what's your name, my friend? I don't have my producer, so I would just want to address you properly.
This is Rocco.
From
Sky Boxing Gym.
Oh, he calling straight in from Deontay Wilder Gym. That's what I'm talking about. That's right. That's right.
You
so
listen.
I gotta ask you, man. I gotta ask you because that means you're personal with the champ. I gotta ask you, will you be disappointed if Deontay Wilder decides to back out of his Sky Sports telecast job? He was hired to come and be out there with Sky Sports. Would you be disappointed if he decided to say, you know what, I'm not going? They don't want to let me in the ring. Fuck it.
You know, I wouldn't be disappointed. I wouldn't be disappointed because I thought that was the reason why they invite the fighters to come to these fights so that they can get the hype going, so that they can boost that fight. And if he's not going to be able to do that, then why be there? We see Joshua all the time on TV with his tongue hanging out his mouth tired. We know what to expect from him.
Hey, man, I can play devil's advocate, man. We seen Deontay Wilder not look the best in his last fight, though.
Oh, bro, how many times you go 40 fights and don't see adversity?
No, you right about that. Those numbers don't lie, man. You can't have 40 fights and not go through something, but that's the problem. People are saying, hey, he didn't fight anybody until he fought somebody, then he went through something.
Okay, we could do this together. We can do this together. Name somebody that Joshua fought, and I'll give you a person that Deontay fought that's on the same incline.
Come again?
I said we could do this together. I said name someone that Joshua fought that's relevant, and I will give you someone that Deontay fought that's on the same incline.
I mean, I wish we had the time to go with that game, but I get you. Listen, you're right, because for Vladimir Klitschko, you have Luis Ortiz. It just is going to come to semantics. You know, some will argue Vladimir was more accomplished. Some would argue, one is older than the other, but I get you. Rocco, thanks for calling in all the way from Skyboxing, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. T-Town, stand up. Listen, we're talking Carl Froch coming out, doesn't understand why Joshua disregards Wilder. No one understands why Eddie Hearn and Joshua do not Wilder in the ring. Carl Froch is a Sky Sports analyst. He's going to be calling the fight. It would have been good to see both Deontay Wilder and Carl Froch talking about it, because in Froch's opinion, he feels Deontay's putting pressure on him. So it would have been good to see those two chummy, or will we still see that? Let's go on out to, let me see who was up first. I want to believe, Wale, you were first, right? Talk to me. Wale? Busy? You busy? You put yourself on mute, my friend. Are you there? You good?
I've got off mute, have I?
Oh, you are now. Talk to us, brother.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm actually literally at work. Thank God I'm self-employed. Otherwise, I would have been out of a job. But I'm excited. I want to hear what Deontay's got to say. And I'd be crazy disappointed if he doesn't come here, man. I need him to come here, back up his talk, tell him to his face in front of the whole world, and just show everybody that he's the coward and not Deontay. Do you know what I mean? And then I think then you're going to see the real AJ come out.
All right, Raleigh, thank you for calling in. Listen, I am going to repeat that. I can't stress this enough. I need you to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that thumbs up button and hit that notification bell, because today we will get confirmation. Now, Deontay is here in New York City. Now, I will be honest with you, because I always am. I did ask for 2 options. I said, look, brother, I'm only an hour away. I could jump in my car and go and see you after all your interview obligations, because he is swamped. He even used the word hella interviews. So once he's done with that, he will give us our time. We could take it on the phone, but I'll be honest with you. If he says come to New York, you know I'd rather get that shit on camera, him saying whatever he gonna say, you know? So that is what it is. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, all right? Not only that, with your help, we continue to grow. And we're coming up very close to 70,000 subscribers, which in itself is a milestone. It would be a great accomplishment. And we're about 300 subscribers away from that. So, yo, listen, tell your friends. This is a boxing, you know, safe haven. And they need to subscribe because, you know, we have like maybe 20% of our subscribers actually watching the videos. There's over 80% of the people that come in just to watch and they don't subscribe. And I understand you either don't have an account or, you know, you're not logged into your account. But if you want us to continue to get the Deontay Wilders of the world, unfortunately, as my man, well, I shouldn't say my man, right? Because some of you might get upset at that, but fuck that. Throw the blicky up, right? As my man Takashi says, people clout chase. And you need clout to get ahead. So Wilder's not going to talk to a channel that has, you know, 10,000 subscribers, right? You just don't have the time to invest into every single person. But if we continue to grow with your help, we'll be able to get the Anthony Joshuas of the world as well. I mean, I never understood why he didn't call in when Eddie called in, Deontay called in, Tyson Fury called in, Shelly Finkel called in. It would have been only right for AJ to call in. You know, I'm gonna ask him that whenever I do see him. That is for sure. We're gonna go back out to these phone lines. I believe we have Owen on Skype next. Talk to me, Owen.
What's going on, Nestor? How you doing? You good?
I'm good, brother. Good afternoon to you, and I'm having a great morning over here.
Wicked, bro. Yeah, we're just gonna talk about the situation with AJ. Yesterday, you called me an AJ supporter, which I take some form of offense to because I'm trying to come in this very neutral, right? We respect both of the brothers, but I feel like AJ is getting a bad rap for the simple fact that he's being smart about the long run, the long play, which is the money play, right? Deontay, we understand that he's trying to come up now.
But Owen, I mean, since we don't got that many people, let's do a little bit different here. Like you said, the money play, the long play. But we all gave shit. I'm sure you were a victim or you know, you were part of that as I was part of it at one point in my life, being upset at Mayweather for taking the long play, the smart route, the money route. Like there are disgruntled fans that still say, he dug Margarito. He never fought Cotto in his prime. Do you really want Anthony Joshua to have fans saying, well, he never fought Wilder in his prime. He waited till he was 38. He waited till he was 36. He waited till he was 34. He made him wait 5, 6, 7 years.
Nestor, we both know that's not going to be that. It's not a long play in the sense of we're talking 5 years, 6. It's going to be 2019. And we understand why that's the case. And I keep saying it every time I call in. From a UK perspective, we're on job out here. We're supporting our boy. He's got the biggest platform. He's the biggest star in the UK, point blank period. But when I look at American sports media, I cannot for the life of me understand why Deontay is not the #1 guy. Because every time I tune into, like I said, First Take.
But we've explained it to you millions of times. See, in the UK, and first of all, I'm going to mute you for 1 second, just so that whoever's on there, please be respectful to Owen. He's waiting his time. He's at work in the UK somewhere, possibly getting in trouble. Everyone needs to be muted. If I have not called your name on Skype, make sure that your laptop or your cell phone is muted. Owen, take it away.
So what I'm saying is, for me, I look at American sports media and I understand that LeBron is the guy. I understand Steph Curry is the guy. But when I look at basketball now, for instance, in 2018, compared to the killers of the 90s and 2000 era, to me, I don't see how Deontay Wilder isn't at the forefront of sports in America, because if you break it down, the guy speaks well. right?
Yeah, but you got to
No
understand.
homo.
Listen, bro, you got to understand. We have millions of stars over here. Like,
you have millions of stars.
We got
don't
hockey
have one
players. We got,
champion.
listen, our sports demographic is so broken up. You know, we got hockey players and hockey fans and basketball and baseball, you know, and fucking even cricket, even though it's a bigger thing over there. But there's so many sports. We're so divided and spread thin that not even a guy like Anthony Joshua without a country would be a star in the U.S., not just cause. Look at everything that Floyd Mayweather had to go through and do to propel himself. And let's be honest, we will forever talk about Floyd due to the amount of money he received for his purses. But it's not like he was exciting us the way that Wilder and Joshua excite us. People are into heavyweight boxing because they produce. You know, Floyd was a master and you know, he showed you the sweet science. But in a sport as brutal as boxing, we want to see some destruction, especially from our big men. Let's go out to Idris in the UK. Talk to me, Idris.
Nestor, you've got the guy who's doing everything, ticks every single box. So from our perspective, we're saying, okay, cool. This fight's going to happen, come what may. But in the meantime, it has to simmer, it has to build up, because I always look at it like this from a boxing perspective. I never want to see a boxer end up like Jerry Quarry or Muhammad Ali, where they're financially piss poor and mentally they're all over the place. So for me, I want to see the fighters who I respect, who I hold in high regard, get remunerated to the level they're supposed to. So I look at it like this: take the interim fights, build the fight up, and then it is what it is. It's going to be the biggest fight we've ever seen.
Hey, Owen, Sir Scriptness Prime in the chat says Eddie Hearn repeater. You guys got to stop watching those Eddie Hearn interviews, man. You got to come up with some original thoughts. Idris, are you there? Owen, that's the end of your call. Idris, talk to me in the UK.
Yeah, what's happening, man? Do you know what? The last guy, he's got a little bit of a point, but this is how I see it. I think the Anthony Joshua fight actually gets Deontay to that point that he's talking about, which makes it a bit ironic. So the fight needs to happen for his sake at the same time. But when you look at Anthony Joshua and the media stuff he's doing, he's not just known for winning the Olympics and stuff like that. This guy is on shows that are equivalent to, I know you lot got Jay Leno and stuff like that. Wilder should be on things like that. You know what I'm trying to say? And I think that goes down to his promoter and stuff like that. We're talking about the heavyweight champion of the world. You know what I'm trying to say? So if we're having this kind of conversation right now, then Wilder, there's a lot more that needs to be done for him. His promotion.
But I don't understand. Carl Froch lives in the UK. He's a former fighter. He's a champion. Now he's an expert analyst for one of the biggest networks in the UK. He's saying he doesn't understand why Joshua is ignoring Wilder and acting as if he doesn't want the fight. He is questioning it. He is a fighter questioning it.
Do you know why I think that is? Because in the UK, I feel like a lot of people saying Wilder's not known in the UK. Wilder is on he was on a national newspaper after the Stavern fight with Stavern knocked out. Do you know a national newspaper was read by millions and millions? The whole nation reads that shit. Do you know what I'm trying to say? From casuals to grandparents to bloody every single person. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Have you seen Wilder on a newspaper in America? Back page. Anthony Joshua was front page newspaper, 4 pages long when he beat Klitschko. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I think what the guy the last call is trying to say is the American media, I don't know if there's an agenda against the boxing community, but something has to be done. The biggest star in combat sport is an Irishman. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not going to try to get into the whole race thing or anything like that, but there's a lot of factors that we don't understand why Wilder, as the heavyweight champion of the world, is not being portrayed as what he is and should be. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But other than that, it's ironic because I think the Anthony Joshua fight will actually put him on that level that we're all talking about. So the fight needs to be made for his sake, and it should be, and for the fans, it should be made for their sake as well. So that's just my point of view, innit? Like, Anthony Joshua's on shows that are equivalent to Jay Leno in America, and what's them other guys?
So basically, Idris, let me get this straight. Basically, Idris, what you're telling me and my audience, your fellow listeners, that Wilder doesn't deserve this fight because he's not on the equivalent of Jay Leno shows in the US.
He does. I'm just commenting on what the last guy said. I'm saying he made a little bit of a point, but I think the fight should happen for him. I think it is already at the stage of a huge fight, and I don't think there's any bigger than it can really get. You know, there's a peak you can get. I've seen marination go wrong. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If I'm being correct, what's that guy Gamboa was at a point where they were marinating him for a huge fight, and then look what happened to him.
The fight with Lopez. It was the
Exactly.
fight with Lopez, and then Orlando Salido, defeated Juan Manuel Lopez twice, not allowing the super fight between Gamboa when he was hot, when he was undefeated, when he beat Orlando Salido and Roger Matagua and other guys that Lopez had beat before in better fashion. But Bob Arum being the promoter, okay? So remember that Eddie Hearn, being the promoter, can also make the same mistake and over-marinate. Big Baby Miller may not be a guy that can knock you out with one punch, but listen, with Anthony Joshua's stamina issues and Big Baby being able to throw 80 punches per round for 12 rounds and being 300 pounds, able to absorb the Anthony Joshua power, it would be a brutal fight for the both of them. Obviously, Joshua will get the better because he's the heavier-handed puncher, but he's going to be taken to places that he doesn't want to go when he hits on a guy that doesn't leave and he's forced to go into the trenches again. I don't know if that's the right fight to go. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't even make sense. You got all the belts and all of a sudden you say, you know what? Nah, I'm going to take an interim fight. I'm with Carl Froch. I don't understand it. Stop acting like you don't know he got the WBC, yet you're out here imitating and, making, videos of his sound bites. So you know who he is, You know who he is. This whole rhetoric about not allowing him in the ring. Oh, yeah, you get in the ring. You're not going to dictate. I get that. I get it. I get that Joshua has to show that he is the A-side. He's in charge. Ain't nobody going to disrespect him, and no one should disrespect him. But this should be no different. It should be no different than when he beat Eric Molina and Vladimir and Deontay Wilder were waiting in the audience, and he chose to call Vladimir up. So he can choose to say, yeah, he could come in the ring after I take care of business. Don't say he can't come. Don't have you and your promoter make an interview saying he can't come. That doesn't make any sense. I thought you want this fight to be hype. The biggest hype this fight could get is a fucking face-off in front of 80,000 people and multiple networks streaming across the world. Any AJ protecting plan fan that calls in saying otherwise is just that. You work in the department of protection. You know that you do. Let's go out to the 817-714. First time caller, my friend, 817-714.
This is Paul. What's up, Naz? How are you doing?
Paul?
Yeah, this is Paul.
What's going on, brother?
I've called him on the mobile.
Yeah, no, I know who it is. I know Paul in Dallas. Paul in Dallas. We got you.
Yes. I want to jump in on a number of things. One is, what is all this with this disrespect for AJ? Who the heck is AJ? AJ is a 28-year-old little kid who just began to make
Wait, he's actually 28 and he's not a kid. I mean, you stop being a child after you turn 18.
I'm using that word kid delicately. So please.
Yeah, but it just doesn't work well with your argument. Check it out. It doesn't work well with your argument when the world already thinks that AJ is being protected for you to use the word 26-year-old kid when in fact he's 28 and he's a grown-ass man.
I said 28-year-old kid, and I'll explain my point. My point here, Nez, is about this word of disrespect. This issue of respect. What respect are we talking about here, really? Right? This is about fighting. That's all it is here. It's about fighting. I never heard from AJ disrespect or from Takam, disrespect from Pulev, disrespect from this. Even when Joseph Parker spoke up recently, suddenly now AJ is being disrespected. What's this issue about this disrespect? AJ began to make money, in my own opinion, last year. If you look at the entire history of AJ, looking at how he came up, the amateur ranks, so he was gifted the gold medal. That's the fact. He had an accelerated, professional career, did well, took a chance, a big gamble with Klitschko, who was no longer champion, by the way, who was already embarrassed grossly by Tyson Fury. And they fought Charles Martin, who won the belt through what's called a retirement by Glasgow. Those are the facts right there. So props to AJ for winning the IBF belt. But he was supposed to fight Ortiz. He did not fight Ortiz. They paid Ortiz, signed him up to avoid him so that AJ can fight a diminished champion, a diminished former champion in Riyadh to make the belt, the WBA belt and the IBF. That's what happened. So how we bought this bullshit about AJ so far is what baffles me really here. The storyline is very good promoting and marketing, but the facts are the facts, right? He was gifted the Olympic medal very clearly. He took a chance on a diminished former champion, right, in Riyadh, who had been beaten, was 41 plus years old, 1.5 years out of his last fight. Lobbied against fighting Ortiz, had Eddie sign Ortiz instead, so that he can join the belt with Riyadh, who was no longer champion. That's how we won the belt. And that was the first time he made this 15, 20 million that we're talking about here. So nobody is trying to take away credit for the fact that he made that money. But let's stop acting as if he's making this money forever, or it's someone that needs to be given some.
Paul, sorry to hit you, but you know that was 3 minutes. You know it's a spontaneous show. I only give people a minute. I gave you the full 3. So that was interesting. Paul basically called AJ, man, what is a good word to use here? You just basically said he was made up. I mean, he said he was gifted a gold medal. Then he took the easy route in Charles Martin and then unified with a guy that was beaten and it was out of the ring for at least a year and a half. Wow, Paul. No credit at all. I mean, that's what they do to Wilder's resume. They diminish his resume too. Listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button for this early morning show. If you're here on the East Coast and on the West Coast, it still is the AM. Shout out to our hard-working afternooners in the UK tuning in via Skype. Don't forget to add Nestor Gibbs on Skype. That's NESTORGIBBS. You must add a friend request. Without a friend request, you can't be part of the show.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
All right, let's see. We got my good friend Hervey calling in on Skype. Everyone else on Skype, please mute yourself. Angie, please mute yourself. I can't even go to Skype until you're on mute. Whoever is unmuted, mute. Hervey, go. Hervey, Angie, mute yourself or I'm going to eject you. Hervey, going once. Are you just listening at work? I could understand that. I know you might be somewhere in the office. All right, we're going to go to Angie because he's got a hot mic anyway. Go ahead, Angie. Oh, Angie. Yeah, it's Angie, right? You going to talk or what? Johnny, talk to me.
Yeah. Hey, you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Hey, what's up? Nice show. Nice good morning show. It was nice to wake up to the Boxing Voice. Basically, I just want to talk about everything that's been going on in the past week or so with the Dillian Whyte whole situation, man. Dillian Whyte, man, nobody want to see him fight Wilder, really, except the UK fans trying to throw up another roadblock in front of Deontay Wilder. Like, come on. I mean, he fought a fucking punching bag last weekend. Nobody want to see that shit. And he's getting a little bit too much credit for that win, in my opinion. And another thing, man, like, people in the UK got to understand, bro, the United States is way, way bigger. The reason why people not talking about Wilder like that, we got 400 million people here. Y'all got like 70 million. It's a big, big difference. We got a lot of other stuff going on here. Even though he should be more known. But that's the big reason why. We got a whole bunch of different things going on. More popular sports than boxing. But other than that, man, shout out to the Boxing Voice. Shout out to all the, you know what I'm saying, the Wilder fans out there, even the AJ fans that's not haters. Shout out to anybody who ain't haters. Shout out to all the real fans who want to see boxing and not want to act like promoters.
Yes!
Because a lot of y'all act like promoters, man. Just play your role, be a fan. That's all I want to say. I'm out.
Well, all right, brother. Thank you for calling in. Listen, sometimes you guys can't call in, and you know, I understand that. So we got a message here from Crazy Chris. He says, hey, Ness, I just had a question. Could Deontay Wilder bring either Brazil or Big Baby Miller to the fight on Saturday to swerve Dillian Whyte and deflect the appeal of the Whyte Wilder fight so that Wilder can continue to focus on AJ? Or is there something I'm missing that would make that not realistic? Well, Chris, I'm glad I fucking read that, because for one, what's unrealistic about that is probably Wilder and Big Baby Miller coming together to get there together. Maybe you didn't plan it that way. Maybe you thought in your head he would just pay for his flight, or he would, I don't know. But definitely, if you're gonna ask Big Baby, who's in training camp right now for a fight, to leave camp and go to the UK to be in Cardiff, which would be good for his profile. But I think if you're going to ask that of him, I think you should be paying for that. And then Brazil, those are just two guys that do not like Deontay Wilder. Like the beef with Brazil and Wilder is real. So again, I don't see Big Baby, Dominic Brazil, and Deontay Wilder all flying in a plane. And again, if we're speaking even more realistic, it would have to be, you know, him making all these flight arrangements and hotel arrangements separately for all separate men flying on separate planes. It just seems like a lot of production to just swerve Dillian Whyte, who's soon going to be your mandatory anyway. So I'm going to go out to my AP. Soon going to be making his debut here on the, live fight chat that we do with AJ versus Parker. Let's go out to the UK zone, Rob Hearn.
Dollar DiBiase Productions.
BJ was going to beat me, didn't you? You predict he's going to be, he got smashed.
Why isn't Wilder sold out 90,000? This guy has been pro for like 8 years, 9 years. If Wilder wants some of his work, you can definitely get it on ASAP.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Morning, Naz. How you doing, man?
All good, brother. How's the day?
Yeah, wet, cold. Same old, same old. A couple of callers before, he kind of took the wind out of my call here, but I was just going to say, I kind of get where he's coming from. Sorry, Idris was coming. We just don't, in this country, understand, you know, Wilder, he's a charismatic guy, talks well, he obviously does the business in the ring, and if he was like in the UK, if he was British, you know, he'd be a star just like Joshua. But as the caller said, you're looking at 400 million people with, you know, franchises like the NFL and NBA. You know, boxing just doesn't get that shine like maybe it should, but there's just bigger things going on in America. But I agree, Wilder should be a big star. I mean, I've noticed since the Ortiz fight, and obviously cranking up the pressure on AJ, that the number of followers on his social media, they're rising nicely. He's doing well there. But obviously, you know, the likes of NFL, NBA, all those kind of sports, they take a much bigger audience. We talk about the big numbers that Errol Spence drew, but that was kind of coincided with the Olympics being during the Olympics. So people will just maybe tune into the Olympics. But when you look at it, Wilder's doing the big numbers on Showtime, and you know, it's close to a million viewers and viewership. So 1 million out of 400 possible million views in America. You know, it's a very tiny market in the boxing world. It's so niche, and but he should be the star.
Rob, give me 1 second. Hey, I need Rogs Boggs to please mute your mic. If you're on a cell phone, hit that mute. If you're on your desktop, hit that mute. Respect your fellow callers as you would want them to respect you during your call. Rob, take it away.
Yeah, no, I was just, the likes of Floyd Mayweather and Muhammad Ali, they've proven to be, you know, once in a generation, if not, more than that, you know, they're one-off. So to expect Wilder and other US boxers to come out as these big super megastars is it's a stretch. It's a long I can't maybe see that happening. But obviously here in the UK, it's a much smaller nation. Virtually, most households have got Sky TV, and we're big sport lovers. We get behind our stars, we get behind our athletes, even the ones in sports that are, like the Winter Olympics. We're a shitty nation at winter sports, but we get behind our our people. But I just want everyone to tune in. If we're going to be having Wilder on the phone, or if you're going to go out there, but everyone tune in. That's going to be amazing to hear from the champ. See what he's got to say about coming out if he's coming over. Subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and hit the bell so you get the notification. This could be quite a good show to listen in and see what Deontay's got to say.
All right, and just remember, Rob and everyone else tuned in, that is not this show. He's got some media obligations in New York City, and depending on his response to whether or not I can go, because I would rather have that video interview done on camera than via telephone, because obviously we could always just play the audio on the show. That must be from the super chat. We got Scholar of Boxing. Great show. Can't wait to hear the real champ speak. Shout out to Scholar of Boxing for the super chat love. Can't forget our good friend Larry Merchant says, hardly over marination. Not even a year yet. Wilder is desperate because he knows how bad he looks because of his resume. Joshua still well ahead of him. And another one coming in from DOG 215. Wilder should bring Ortiz with him on Saturday. Now that would be good, but this is the thing. Ortiz is not even allowed to fight. He's got to have a 90-day suspension due to being knocked out. So, yeah, I guess it would work for, aesthetics, but he can't really negotiate a fight, right? So he's got to go sit his ass down. Say what? That's what I said. Listen, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to that 70K by today, but don't forget the motto is 100K before May. So all my UK listeners, you're loving this boxing talk early in the morning. Subscribe because you got an early morning boxing haven here. We're going to go back out to the UK to David Beanie. Talk to me.
Honest.
How's it going, brother?
Yeah, good. You?
All good, all good.
Yeah. I just wanted to say, if he doesn't go, I'll be kind of sad for him because I think it's such a great opportunity, for him to go down there and screen the place down. But I heard people, saying, it's like some sort of trap or a setup to set up, Eddie's trying to set a trap to set up the Dillian White fight. But regardless of whether he fights, even if he fights AJ next and beats him, Dillian White's going to be his mandatory anyway. So even if they do have a run in that does, loads of views on YouTube. I think he's when he ran into Bellew, the Joshua fight last year. That video did like 2 million views. Like, if he goes down there, crash the weigh-in, crash the press conference, do what you got to do. I just don't know why he wouldn't. If he's not going, then I really don't know why he wouldn't take that opportunity.
I don't know, man. I hope to find out by tonight the truth so we could confirm these rumors. David Beanie, if that's all you got, I'm going to go out to Jay Will in Ohio.
If you know like I know, you should lie low. Killer, I used to get it in Ohio.
Jay Will, are you just listening? Maybe. All right. Hervey, we're going back out to you one more time. Do not want to give you a second shot in case you are free at work. If not, all right. We're going out to the 214-982. 214-982. You're live on TBV. Who's this? Where you calling from?
It's Gary in Dallas.
Gary, what's up, brother? No producer. How you doing, bro?
Oh, good, man. I'm all right. I just wanted to comment on a couple of calls ago. I think the guy's name was Paul, and he was talking about how Joshua's resume isn't really all that great. I mean, in reality, I don't even know that it's better than Wilder's, consider Wilder's last win. I mean, they said he was given the gold medal. Yeah, Joshua probably didn't deserve to win that fight, but he did get to the gold medal fight. And then he fought a 32-year-old who had already won him with the gold medal. And he fought him pretty competitively, although he probably didn't deserve the victory. But then, like, Joshua's claim to fame is beating Klitschko, a 41-year-old Klitschko who's coming off a loss and almost knocked him out. I mean, in reality, Wilder's win against Ortiz is better. Right? Ortiz is undefeated, not coming off a loss, not coming off a big layoff, and Wilder beat him. So when everyone says, and I like AJ, I mean, it's not a knock on AJ. I'm saying his resume isn't really any better than Wilder's. It might not even be better. So when everyone calls Wilder bum squad, it's like, well, what has Joshua really done?
I mean, he's done what Wilder hasn't done first.
Okay, so give me, I mean, what's the great win that AJ has under his belt? 41-year-old Klitschko, who's coming off a loss?
Well, I mean, you say tomato, I say tomato. You say 41-year-old, right? I say legendary. First ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. But he's 41 years old, right? I mean, if you beat Pacquiao right now, that's not the same as beating Pacquiao when he was 29. You know what I'm saying? Like, age matters. He was 41.
Yo. Hey, Gary, tell that to Jeff Horn, who has another big fight now with Terrence Crawford due to the Pacquiao fight.
If you beat Pacquiao right now, after almost a year layoff coming off the horn bus, I mean, okay, fine, it's a good win, but like that makes you a great champion because you beat a 40-year-old Pacquiao. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make you a great champion, but is it a better win than Brandon Rios?
It's a better win than Brandon Rios.
Is it a better win? Is it a better win than Robert the Ghost Guerrero? Come on, get fast. Come on, Gary. Come on. You could be faster than this. Is it better than Paulie Malignaggi?
He's better than Malignaggi.
Is it a better win? Is it a better win than a Devin Alexander? Come on, Gary. Let's go. Let's go. Get faster. Is it a better win than Sean Porter?
No. Mm-mm.
It's absolutely not a better win than Sean Porter.
No, absolutely not. Sean Porter at this point is a better win than 40-year-old Manny Pacquiao.
And do you believe that there could be fans that argue the opposite side of that, and that it could be a credible argument?
It's a credible argument. I feel it's a credible argument to the casuals because Pacquiao's name. But if I put Pacquiao in the ring right now with Sean Porter, right now, who would you pick?
Man, I think I would pick Porter.
That's what I'm saying.
But we don't know. We don't know. They have sparred. Those were angles. Someone in the chat said, let me see. I don't even know how to pronounce this. You guys know I suck at pronunciation, but this is not a regular name. But I don't know. Something that As-Os to God or some shit. Whatever. He says, Ness, come on. It's not a better win than Sean Porter. I don't know that. Is Pacquiao not a better win than Luis Ortiz? Hold on, bro. Pacquiao's not a better win than Luis Ortiz. You're fucking crazy right now, kid. Who the fuck is Luis Ortiz's biggest win?
You guys are all sleeping.
Yo, listen, Luis Ortiz. Listen, let me tell you something. Luis Ortiz, because this is what I'm saying. Anybody's resume could be picked apart. Because I could even say Vladimir Klitschko don't got a big win. All he has is dominance. He has a lot of wins for a duration of time. But what's his biggest win? David Haye, cruiserweight? Like who'd he beat? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's not fair to do this game that you're playing. Because who the fuck did Luis Ortiz beat? Tony Thompson? Because he was 41 or 44 years old. Who'd he beat? Malik Scott?
I mean, he's got
David Allen?
B-level Coyote, Jennings, guys.
Who? Latif Coyote, who's a cruiserweight. Brian Jennings. Jennings, who has 16 fucking amateur fights and the biggest fight he has ever been in was Luis Ortiz. Like, we could rip apart anyone's resume, bro. Anyone's.
You can, but Ortiz's resume is okay. He's got decent B-level names. Scott, Jennings.
Whose resume is better? Whose resume is better before the Wilder loss? Ortiz or Klitschko? Klitschko or Joshua?
Klitschko.
And Joshua's was better.
Joshua's resume is better than Ortiz? I don't know about that. Like, not necessarily. It really isn't that good.
Well, let me tell you.
And a 41-year-old Klitschko.
No. You're forgetting an undefeated former Olympian, Dominic Breazeale, who had shown at least not that Dominic Breazeale had showed this excellent skill, but at least he showed resilience, determination, and true fucking heart. He's come from behind at multiple wins now with Izunu and with Amir Mansour, which I know some could say, damn, but he went to war with Amir Mansour, who was 44. But that's what I'm saying. If we play this game, we'll rip apart anyone's resume, bro. Just the truth, man. We can rip apart Floyd's resume. I could easily say Floyd didn't fight Cotto in his prime. I could say he ducked Margarito. He didn't fight Paul Williams. I mean, so many things people could sit here and say just to win an argument. Costa Zoo. Oh my God, Gary, I gotta go. We got other callers, brother. What you got? Go.
Last question: when Klitschko lost to Joshua, and when Wilder beat Ortiz, at that point in their career.
Oh my God! Look, Gary. Wait. Feel better. Look, Milwaukee says Breazeale is shitting ass. Get the fuck out of here. Damn, you guys are brutal, man. You guys never been in the fucking ring. That's what it is. You call people shit. I used to do that till I got my ass kicked in the ring and spawned by these pros. You guys better get the fuck out of here. That shit is tough, man. Even Luis Ortiz, did we say doesn't fight anybody or whoever, like even a David Allen who's only been losing, that motherfucker guy, he got balls, bro. You guys are crazy. But what's your question, Gary?
At the point in which they fought in their career, who was better, Ortiz when he fought Wilder or Klitschko when he fought Joshua?
Man, they both were inactive, bro. They both were inactive, bro. Listen, look at Ortiz. He was fighting in 2016, Tony Thompson, Malik Scott, David Allen, who was 9-0 at the time, okay? Then in 2016, he fought Daniel Martz. Only one fight at the end. It took him a year from the David Allen fight. He had exactly a year. He was 2 days shy of a year where he took a fucking tune-up with a fucking janitor in Daniel Martz, and then he got slaughtered in his next fight by Deontay 3 months later. So you tell me, what's the big difference in Vladimir Klitschko's layoff and this fucking Luis Ortiz layoff? Yes, Luis Ortiz was shorter, and yes, he had a tune-up, which as a good commentator, that's what I want to see. But it doesn't make it any better because it still is a layoff and it's a fucking tune-up versus a nobody that doesn't prepare you for the slaughter that you, well, he didn't get slaughtered, but it doesn't prepare you for Deontay Wilder.
It doesn't prepare you for Deontay Wilder, but he wasn't coming off a loss and he took a tune-up fight.
I hear you. I mean, like, look, technically, look, Gary, technically you are right. Technically, you are right. Like, for argument's sake, if any fight, we never want to see Keith Thurman fight Earl Spence without getting a fucking tune-up to make sure his elbow is good. That's not what I want. That's not good boxing. You are right. You are right. But just because it happened in that situation, the way that it went down, it doesn't mean that Luis Ortiz was any better because Vladimir still had pro experience. And you know what else he had? Elite level experience. Yes, Luis Ortiz was an experienced declarated amateur, but he never been in the fucking bright lights. He never been under 60,000 people. That's where Klitschko was prepared for the AJ fight. And that's why he's the only one that made AJ suffer adversity, because he been there, done that. So when the bright lights came on, he knew how to perform. But Luis Ortiz never been there. All the credit we give him, it's amateur fucking credit. He never been under the stage. So when Deontay got there with his confidence, it took Ortiz a long time to get his shit together. Don't get me wrong. He was winning the fight. But he ain't never been there. Klitschko was experienced, bro. And he at least got to capitalize when he hurt Anthony Joshua, where Luis Ortiz couldn't put Wilder down. Now, the really, really extremists will say, well, it could have been a standing 8, or they could have stopped it in the 7th, right? Let's see. We went to J. Will. He was done. We got over there. Okay, we got Michael K on Skype. Talk to me.
Hello, guys. Good show. Yeah, I'm phoning from work at the moment. I was just listening in. Last caller, he's the most delusional caller I've ever heard in my entire life. Someone who's failed a drug test 2 to 3 times, has never fought. His biggest fight was Wilder, and Wilder knocked his ass out. It's a tough fight. It's a tougher fight than Klitschko. Yeah, a world heavyweight champion. I just couldn't believe my ears when I was hearing that dude. It's just so delusional. All right. Back. Anyway, you stole my thunder. Anyways, when you combated him. Anyways, but to the point. Yeah. Now, understand that like a lot of people who support Wilder, you know, they obviously he's American. I'm going for my boy. He's Wilder. You know, I think he's gonna win. Fair enough. I understand that. But you guys have to be realistic in regards to what's going with Wilder if you want him to have a chance.
But I don't understand why caller after caller, you guys deflect the fact that this is Carl Froch, a former champion that had the balls, okay, to come from the United Kingdom, enter a tournament that was based with promoters and networks in the US of A. And yes, he did fight on neutral grounds and things like that, but he did that. He's proven. He ain't ducked nobody. He even got in there with Ward, you know what I'm saying? And now he's an analyst, no different than Roy Jones for us here in America, no different than Paulie Malignaggi being on Showtime and Roy being on HBO. And he is the one that I think I got to read these quotes again. You guys, this is what AJ protectors do best. They totally ignore the facts. Okay, like don't make it about Wilder and profile and Wilder needs to come over here. No. We are discussing a fellow former fighter, now a Sky Sports analyst. He's going to be on a telecast, for God's sakes. He's saying, and I quote, I don't really understand why Joshua disregards him. He seems happy to keep him waiting. Wilder is the one we want to see him in with, and the fight he needs to win. This is what Froch said on Sky Sports. And I further quote, there is always pressure on Joshua, but thanks to Deontay Wilder, there is even more this time around. A lot of people are asking questions. Is he coming over? When is he going to fight Joshua? And if not, why not? All of a sudden, there is someone out there who is smashing people to bits and looking fantastic doing it. These are the words of Carl Froch. These are not my words. We are discussing these words that people in the United Kingdom are starting to hear this. You cannot ignore this. And I further quote, Wilder is exciting. He has explosive power. He is awkward. He is dangerous. And when he's got someone hurt, he doesn't let them off the hook. Unlike Vladimir Klitschko, regardless of what he says and puts out there, Wilder is big and scary. And trust me, when Joshua and Rob McCracken sit down and watch Deontay Wilder fight, they will know 100% that this is a very dangerous fight. Again, these are not my words. I can say this 1,000 times and it'll mean nothing. You will consider me a fanboy. So is Carl Froch a fanboy? Does he not have experience in the ring? Is he not now an analyst? Could he not see this with his own eyes? Is he not on social media? How can we further ignore this? And I further quote, there was a lot of heat on Joshua. I said I wanted Wilder to make him and Rob sweat a bit against Ortiz, and he did just that. But now with the world watching him another sold-out stadium, all there to see him against another world champion, the heat is definitely on. Joshua has to beat Parker, but this one is also about how he wins it. He really could send the message out to Wilder. Parker is unbeaten, a world champion, something Wilder hasn't faced. And if he does the job and looks real classy doing it, either in points or by smashing him to bits, that not only sends a message, it also takes the pressure off of him. Now, those are the end of the quotes, and I'll say this. That's the only thing I didn't like. Stop it. Who is that? How'd that? I don't even know where those fucking ducks came from. I don't know, because I feel like they're always setting up the little back door. He says, and I'll repeat, it also takes the pressure off of him, which means if you look good winning Saturday night, you may not necessarily need to go directly into the Wilder fight, because if you look just as dangerous, it's impossible to look like a duck. But if you look vulnerable, if you just scrape away with a loss, now the perception changes and everyone says, oh my God, Deontay Wilder kills him. And if you don't go next to Wilder, it looks like your promoter's ducking. It looks like he's protecting you because you didn't look good in the Takam fight, and the world seen and thinks that the referee stepped in ahead of time and gave you a stoppage when Takam didn't deserve to be stopped. That is the rumor, right? And now all of a sudden, if you go in here versus Parker and there's more controversy and you don't look good, well then yeah, the pendulum will sway and everyone will say he's avoiding Wilder. But if you go in there and you look explosive and you destroy Joseph Parker in front of 80 and you say, ain't nobody ducking this work, just no one's gonna dictate to me. I run boxing. End the story. Then everybody's, oh my God, that's right. He's the A side. But you can't look bad. That's all I'm saying. We're going to go back out to some of these calls. We got the 703-8. Actually, damn, I got to go back to Michael. Michael, now that you know that, because, you came at me with the whole, oh, why the Deontay Wilder fan? No, this is Carl Froch, all right? This is Carl Froch saying this, not me.
Yeah, all I was going to say is that not being realistic in regards to the situation right now is that right now, AJ's the A side. So he's fighting Parker right now at this very moment in time. So he's been in, 3 unification fights in his last, 4 fights? So his next fight is not going to be Wilder straight away. He's not going to go straight to back-to-back unifications fights, even though the fans want it. So in reality, he's probably going to fight one of his mandatories, someone else. So in the meantime, if Wilder wants to put as much pressure on Wilder and Joshua as possible, he needs to come down to the UK and make noise. Don't do what he did last year and go back and go to the UK and call out.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you know, but he was at the fight with AJ a year ago.
That's what I mean.
And they didn't let him. No, they didn't let him. They didn't let him. And he said that they didn't want him even to say that he was there. They didn't want to say that he was there on the mic or nothing.
Even in commentary, even on IFL TV, even when he was talking to Tony Bellew, he could have said, no, I don't want to talk to you. I'm here to talk to Joshua. I'm here to talk to Joshua. I don't want to talk to you, Tony Bellew.
Yeah, but don't you get it? No, Michael, don't you get it? It's so funny that you don't notice how strategic it is. Every time Wilder goes to the UK, there is a Eddie Hearn stunt dummy there to deflect. When he went before, there was a fucking cruiserweight there to say, no, I'll fight Deontay Wilder. And all weekend, he said he'll fight Deontay Wilder until Sunday came. And he says, you know what? No, I stood in front of him. I actually see he's way too big. But it was enough. He deflected enough. Now he's coming, and they got Dillian White out in the audience. Yeah, Dillian's going to be, you hear Eddie Hearn in the interview, Dillian's going to be there, and Dillian's going to be there, and Wilder's afraid because Dillian's going to be there. Stop making it about Dillian. Wilder's fucking coming to the UK because he wants to talk to the other king, okay? It's that simple. Yesterday we talked about how Wilder should show up in a Wakanda outfit. I don't know, whoever was listening will get the reference. That being said, he doesn't need a fucking Wakanda outfit. But boxing should be like Wakanda in the movie, okay? And how the lead role was tested. He challenged the fucking king, and no one could come in between he and his challenge because that was tradition. Those are morals. But we've lost that. We've lost that due to business. Okay? But in that movie, I forgot the fuck his name is, but Black Panther could not go no fucking where. When Michael B. Jordan said, yo, I want a shot at the crown, he got a shot at the crown. And he won fair. It's not about popularity because they definitely asked, who the fuck are you and where did you come from? But none of that mattered. Why? Bloodline. Why? Tradition. But we lose all that. You know, they say money's the root of all evil. And that's why 99% of the fans of AJ always call in talking about profile and how much money. And he should fight Dillian White. And they raise the money amount on Dillian White. We want to see the best versus the best. And in this division, AJ is considered one of the best, as is Deontay Wilder. But I'm not an ignorant person. I understand AJ is in a fight Saturday. So none of this means anything until he gets the win. That being said, if he gets the win, act no different than when you got the win over Molina and you invited Vladimir Klitschko into the ring. It's just that simple. It's very simple. We're going to go out to Chris Banjo. Actually, no, I got to get to 703-870. First-time caller?
First-time caller.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and play this first-time caller intro, my friend. Let the world know your name, where you're calling from.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
Kevin calling from Maryland.
Kevin in Maryland, talk to me.
Yeah, I was just listening to a lot of stuff that was going on, man. Joshua kind of reminds me of Keith Thurman in a way, man. If he was injured, he'd be saying the same thing. But pretty soon, Deontay Wilder going to get the belts. Spence going to get them belts. And we need what's the guy in 175? The left-handed guy that kept the belt forever, doesn't fight anybody.
Adonis Stevens.
Badu Jack gonna get that. We're gonna get a new we get a new breed of champions soon enough. We just gotta be a little bit patient, and those guys will give us better fights. Lomachenko gonna take 135, and I think Progress gonna be at 140. So we'll get some fights. We'll get some fights soon enough.
Well, all right, my friend. Thank you for calling in. I'm going out to the 480-306. 480-306. First time caller?
No, it's actually my second time. I didn't get the first time call in soundbite.
All right. Well, I will play that for you right now, brother. Let the world know your name and where you're calling from.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his professional debut.
This is Milwaukee Buck from the comment section.
Oh, what's up?
I live in Arizona now, though, but I'm from Milwaukee. What's up?
I love to see people in the chat become callers because, you know, sometimes I feel like the people in the chat, bunch of pussies, bottom line. You know, it's easier to type shit, but I like that you're calling in.
It's a debate, man. You could be wrong, you could be right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you say I'm wrong or I'm stupid or whatever. Like, it's arguing. I don't care. But I just wanted to get this off real quick, Ness. Thanks for taking my call. Appreciate what you guys do there at the Boxing Voice. Dillian White, the thing about Dillian White versus Wilder, thing that the UK fans have to do is they talking like they're the A side. It's funny how when Wilder says something, they're like, oh, AJ's the A side. He has to make the deal. So how come Dillian White can make the deal to Wilder? How come he can be the one that says, you got to come to the
Well, my friend, I'm telling you why. I can tell you why. That's easy because he's presenting an offer.
No, I understand the money is there.
He's presenting an offer. That's what you do. You can present an offer to a champion.
You do, and then you have to facts, but you have to wait for the offer to come back, or the counter offer from the champ. which we haven't got from.
Well, you have
Wilder.
gotten a counter
Then
offer
on
from the
top of
champ.
that-
No. Hold on a minute. You did get a counter offer from the champ.
But you're gonna say the counter offer is him saying put AJ on the contract.
Exactly.
But that's not necessarily a counter offer yet, right? Because you still have to sit down and negotiate that all of that through. I mean, it's not.
Yeah, but
it's
that's
a
the point.
way-
But
it's
if you're putting a
starting
stipulation, listen to me. If you're adding a stipulation that you will fight Dillian White, but we have to put Anthony Joshua on a contract, you're absolutely right. That takes further negotiation, but it doesn't even begin until you say you will fight Dillian White. But Wilder immediately rejects the notion of fighting Dillian White. So they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing and sending an offer. And all they have to do is continue to raise the offer.
But I'm just saying, like, the UK fans feel that it has to be in the UK. Like, Wilder has to come over there to the UK.
Okay, so listen to me, because you're not getting it. He's presenting an offer. He can't present a $4 million offer in the U.S. because he doesn't have a fan base in the U.S. He's saying, Wilder, if you fight me, I could offer you more money than you made in the U.S. and we could sell out the arena. I mean, I don't understand what you're getting at. Like, you're right. He can't say I could fight you in the U.S. because nobody knows him in the U.S., bro. He can't say that.
I'm not saying fight in the U.S., Ness. I'm not saying that, man. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying being that specific that it has to be in Cardiff. I'm not saying he couldn't say he doesn't want.
Well, he didn't say Cardiff. He said the O2. He didn't say Cardiff. He said the O2. And remember,
we're not trying to be like, we're not trying to break it down like that. Yes, this is all I'm saying is all you got to do is say, as Dillian White, I want the Wilder fight. Doesn't matter where it's at. But the UK fans is saying, come over to the UK, make your biggest payday, and fight Dillian White, then fight Anthony Joshua.
I guess I'm just not on the. I'm not on the same page with you because I honestly, as
you're not letting me finish though. That's what I'm saying.
All right, I apologize. It's so hard. It's so hard for me, but I apologize. I'm gonna let you finish. I do apologize.
I'm just saying, all you gotta do is say that you want the fight. Period. I just want to get to these points, and I mean, I understand what you're saying too. He does make the offer. I'm not saying his offer is shit, is what I'm saying. I'm just saying the fact that you're making all of these demands. Now, Wilder was making demands to AJ that the fight should be in Vegas, then what would they say? The same thing that I'm saying about Dillian White. Vegas can make more money than the UK. Facts. Mayweather's a live example of that for multiple fights. But I'm just saying, Dillian White says that. I'm going to get on to the next thing. I did say Brazil is shit. I'm not saying it like, oh, he's shit next in comparison to a normal fucking fighter. I'm saying in comparison to levels, like Brazil is shit on the levels of Deontay Wilder and those guys. I'm not saying he's shit overall, but he's not nobody worth a shot. Then on top of that, you guys said the Pac-Man or Sean Porter, who's a big win. Sean Porter is not that big of a win. His only claim to fame is beating Adrian Broner. What else has he done besides lose every big fight?
Nah. Hold on. Listen.
Go ahead.
Honestly speaking, like, Porter has a strong resume. Strong. Okay. He beat.
Go ahead and give me a strong resume.
He beat. You ain't gonna know this kid. But he beat. I think his name is Brandish Hopkins. Then he beat Phil LaGreco way before Earl Spence. Hold on, just slow down. He beat Phil LaGreco. Wait a minute. Just let me finish. Anyway, you had mad time. I'm letting you go.
I know about the Phil LaGreco.
All right, but now the world about to know.
I know.
So look, he fought Phil LaGreco undefeated, way before Earl Spence. Okay, and he beat him. He beat Devin Alexander, coming off of only one loss to Bradley, and being a champion. I believe it was right after the Lee Purdy fight, which was supposed to be a bigger fight, but someone pulled out, so Lee Purdy from the UK stepped in. And he also beat Paulie Malignaggi, right? Then he fought Kell Brook, which sometimes you get credit for who you fought. And then he had a tight fight with Thurman where there is a demographic of people that believe he won. And that's why a rematch is being spoken about. And then don't forget he beat Andre. I mean, like, you know, I'm not even going to fucking mention this shit. This is crazy for you to say that. Now, and Matt is here. Matt, I'm going to play your intro, but just to give you some backstory, I don't know if you know, this is all coming off of another call. I believe it was Gary in Dallas comparing resumes and saying, I think the argument became, is Porter a better win today than Pacquiao today? That being said, whoa, slow your face. Your face is moving. It shouldn't be. That being said, going out to the Hipster Hunter in the Golden State, call him late face.
Dollar DiBiase production.
This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it? Fuck that. Conor McGregor.
ThaBoxingvoice.com. You know me, Larry. From a wicked entrance, from a flip over the rock into a knockout. When the main thing is, I just help the guy. I wish. ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Yes, the Hipsters here. Haters beware. I know all you AJ protectors are worried that was just Ness and the Wilder voice here. It's okay. I'm here. And before I even step into the Porter and Manny Pacquiao debate, that's definitely off topic from what the show is, I will talk about what the show is. Carl Froch is absolutely right. That it is weird that there is this odd nature of a disregard of Deontay Wilder. Though I will say it's all gamemanship. Like the only thing is that it's Carl Froch, obviously of the Sky Sports entity of Matchroom Sports, all that, sort of breaking the fourth wall for the fans. And in a sense, I think that's kind of pointless. Like it's like, yeah, we know they're disregarding Wilder. That's what the A side's supposed to do in a super fight. Disregard him. And then the B side's supposed to amp up, be that foil, you know, be that character more. That's usually how it is. That's usually how the dynamic plays out. So, yeah, Carl Froch is absolutely right here. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's, again, all part of the game, all part of the chessboard. But digressing to Porter and Manny Pacquiao, what's a better win today? Obviously, it's John Porter. And I feel like that's not even up for debate. You know, just because your resume overall, is greater than, there's such thing as like current. What is current? You know, what is today? What is the present day situation? Present day situation is Manny Pacquiao's coming off an L. Hasn't looked the same since the Marquez knockout. You know, so yeah, it's different. Porter's in his prime. Porter's a natural welterweight. He's bigger. He's probably faster, stronger. Yeah, Porter means a lot more today than does Manny Pacquiao. I think that should be obvious. But good to be back. Let's chop it up.
Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
We got some super chat love from B. Pauly trying to remain undisputed. He says, Ness, what's up? I'm undisputed. And we also got some more love from the Cali Enigma. You've made the case for Wilder versus Joshua. It's only one fight that matters. And more love from my man, Larry Merchant. And I know exactly when you made this comment, Larry. This is why you know that I don't only shout you out when you do a super chat. You made this comment when Gary from Dallas was on. He said, this guy's on meth. And that was because Gary was really picking apart Joshua's resume.
What was Gary? Because you said Gary brought up the whole Pacquiao Porter stance. What was his stance on it? Did he think that Pacquiao means more?
No, his stance is Deontay Wilder's win over Luis Ortiz is a better win than anything that Anthony Joshua has done, because Vladimir was coming off a 2-year layoff and a loss and was 41 years old.
I'm not even going to try to debate.
And that's Gary's argument, because now that came out of my mouth. You know that what they're gonna be fucking cursing me now for this. But anyway, let's get out to the callers. We got, let me see. Marius on Skype. Talk to me.
Hey, Ness, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Cool, man. I've been listening to your shows in the last few days, and I've been listening to Eddie's interviews, and I'm sick and tired of this Dillian White talk, man. Nobody wants to see that fight. Nobody wants to see Dillian White getting knocked out in 2 rounds. If you do a face-off between Deontay Wilder and Dillian White, I think White is going to look directly into Deontay's nipples, man. He's too fucking short. He doesn't have the reach. It will be a blast out. And just as an advice for Deontay, man, after this fight finally happens, I'm not saying change Al Heyman as an advisor, but get a proper promoter, man. get a proper management, get someone like Eddie Hearn who managed to put Anthony Joshua's face all over the world with Under Armour and sponsorship and deals. Just make him popular, man. You have all these TV shows. You just like Deontay went on that reality show, man. Do more stuff like that. Just make him popular. He's tall. He's black. He has the swag. Just make him popular already, man. It's not that fucking hard. That's all I got, guys. Have a nice show.
Thank you, Marius, for calling in. Hey, Marius, where you calling in from? Got an accent there.
Calling in from Bucharest, man.
Bucharest. Where the hell is that, man?
That's Hungary, I believe.
Hungary. Wow.
Oh no, man, no! Don't say Hungary, man. That's an offense.
Yo, you offending him, Matt. So where is it exactly?
Hold on. Did you say Budapest? What did you say?
No. It's Bucharest.
Oh, that's Russia. That's Russia.
No, man. It's
oh,
Romania.
Matt, stop trying to be smart and let him tell you where it's at.
He's not telling us.
Yeah, you keep shouting out answers like you know. Hold on a minute, Marius.
He's deleted.
Go ahead, now tell us.
It's in Romania, man. It's in Europe, Romania.
The home of Lucien Boutet. Do you guys
Yeah.
do you guys love him? Do you think like he's like a great champion? Like back home?
No, man.
No,
man,
not even. What the fuck, Marius?
Of his belt.
Marius, not even back home, bro. Come on,
man. You gotta be real, man.
What?
The dude was the dude was a gatekeeper at most.
Yo, nah. Look, there was a time when he was undefeated. That boy looked like he looked like Canelo at one time.
He didn't fight no one. Did you saw what happened when he fought
Froch? When he fought Andrade.
Yeah, but did you saw what happened when he fought Froch and he lost for the first time?
Yeah, but that was the first time he fought. That was his first loss. And Carl Froch, we're talking about Carl Froch today being a great champion. Carl Froch fought the best of his era, bro. Oh, man, you see what I'm saying about people picking apart resumes? This is crazy. All the way from Romania, but I just wanted to know where you were calling in from because, I love to brag about how international the show is. I get bougie. But thank you again, Marius. Thank you for calling in. We're going to go out to our mastermind who not only gets to cut the line, he gets to sit on the back end with the production and say, yo, Ness, I think we really should do this. Maybe we should bring up this in the show. We're going out to Ron. Talk to us.
Yo, what's up? So, it's funny that everyone's so busy talking about what Deontay Wilder should fight, but no one really understands what's going on with the AJ side. Like, who's he supposed to fight then if Wilder's supposed to fight Dillian Whyte? If he fights Big Baby Miller, the big debate is like, Deontay needs to do more to get the fight for AJ. He has to do all this crazy shit. He's the champion. Apparently, AJ needs him to do more because he doesn't apparently want this championship, but he might take this Big Baby Miller fight. Who's fighting Duhaupas? The same dude that people called a bum when Deontay Wilder fought. So it's like, oh, Deontay? Nah, he needs to do more. But Big Baby, he beats this guy? Yeah, we got to fight. And we're going to fight in the U.S., even though everything we said in the U.K. contradicts our reasoning going to, BK, and having Big Baby Miller. Oh, this is a very important fight. Look, I like Big Baby. He's my dude. He's up and coming. But he hasn't done shit to deserve this fight. He hasn't. And the fact that they're trying to go, oh, well, you have to fight Dillian Whyte. All right, put him on the contract. I beat him. You fight AJ. No. Wait. We're not going to do that either. Well, what the fuck is Deontay supposed to do? He's trying to fight the champion. AJ claims he wants to get the belt. There's one fucking belt left out of all this shit. Like, it's the Super Bowl of boxing. And, all these fans are talking about, like, look, I don't give a fuck about the $1 million and all the bit. I don't get paid off this shit. I want to watch the Super Bowl of boxing. And I don't want to prolong it. I don't want to see this shit 2 or 3 years. It's the Super Bowl boxing. We get a champion every fucking year. But this shit is stupid. I don't care. I don't get paid. All these promoters, these in the chat says, y'all not promoters. Y'all ain't getting paid. Eddie Hearn ain't paying y'all to sit back, watch the fight. He's just fooling you guys. He's just fooling every single person. It's supposed to happen. Fuck this Dillian Whyte fight. Deontay on record said, I'll fight all these dudes after AJ. So you want to see the Dillian Whyte fight? Let the Super Bowl of boxing happen, and then he'll fight all the scrubs. That's all I'm saying.
Well, thank you, Ron. Obviously, you can just boomerang back in. Heading out to, are we going out to 4420? Or we're going out to Skype? Ness, where are we going here?
We are going to the 44. What'd you say? What number you want to go to? You going to Derek in Dallas? Is that Derek? Is that Derek James? Nah, that's not Derek James.
We're going to 4420.
Oh, no. I mean, we could try him, but I think he's just listening. I've been went to him like an hour ago.
You have? Okay.
Hello.
Let's go. We can go to Derek in Dallas.
Is it me you're looking for?
James.
If you're watching on YouTube,
Hello.
hit the thumbs up. It'll make you cool. We're going to Derek in Dallas. What's up, my dude? Did you hear me read all these quotes from Carl Froch? Because no one's giving me their opinion on Carl Froch. Everybody's just going straight into AJ needs to fight. AJ's ducking. Wilder needs to do this. Like, does anybody care what Carl Froch thinks?
Hello. What up? What up, Derek? Hello.
Derek, we copy you, brother.
My bad. Okay. Yeah, I was just calling in, man. Shit, what I have to say, bro? Wilder, I mean, he just needs to go ahead and put up the fight, man. All this clout chasing they're trying to do against them, trying to build up AJ, because Hearn really doesn't have. He's still trying to build his legacy. They're both trying to build their legacies. That's what they're more worried about. I think that Wilder should just go over there to the UK. He should put on a show. He should go over there and beat the shit out of White and just go for the 50-piece. But at the end of the day, AJ has 20 fights. Wilder has 40. Whose legacy do you think is going to be greater? The only reason they keep on saying that AJ has the A side, yeah, that's because he had a big push. He has a big push. The cool kid look, nice guy, always smiling, light-skinned it. I hate to go there, but he's light-skinned it. That's what it is. And as far as Carl Froch is concerned, it's like, yeah, Carl Froch, he went out, he fought the best of the best. So did Andre Ward. They dared to be great. That's the biggest shame of it. That's the real big shame. Wilder is daring to be great.
Derek, do we lose it?
That's like general casual shit. Like most motherfuckers wanted to see Tyson fight, but they just wanted to go for the knockout. They didn't care that he was going to get his ass whooped by people who had actual good boxing skills. They didn't give a fuck. Like, that's basic casual shit. The politics is getting in the way. They're trying to follow up on Mayweather's plan. He thinks he's going to be Mayweather, but he only has 20 fights. He is young, but his style against Wilder, I think they know that his style against Wilder is his biggest threat. All of this big talk about him, it's only proven their point. Wilder is his biggest threat. Like I said, Carl Froch is right. You want to be in boxing? Wilder, that's where the admiration for Wilder comes from. He's daring to be great. Fucking AJ isn't. Who the fuck is Dillian White? I mean, who the fuck is? Just being honest and being real. Who the fuck is Dillian White?
Matt says he's top 10.
He fought us big. He's top.
No,
yeah, he is
no,
top 10. I give him
Matt,
that.
No. Matt didn't say that. Matt said he's number one.
That's not what I said.
That is, you defended it. You defended it. You said Lucas Brown and whoever else you mixed in the pot said that earned them the number one spot.
No. You're confused.
That was questioned.
No. Ness.
A chatter questioned it specifically on Super Chat and said, "Yo, Matt, how is Dillian White number one WBC?" And
right there, Ness, right there, WBC. He's top 10 overall. You want to talk about fucking a sanctioning body's rankings? I don't give a fuck about that. He could be number one.
You gave a fuck about it when you defended this
shit.
Matt.
Who else is ranked? Who else is ranked in the top 10? I don't know.
Listen, Matt likes to go on technicalities, man. He likes to overlook certain shit sometimes. I fuck with you, Matt, but you can't do that shit all the time, man. Like, you can't go on technicality all the time. You know what we're talking about. We're talking about overall. AJ at the top. Overall,
Derek,
Wilder's at the top.
You swinging after the bell, Derek. Listen, we're gonna get.
That's because you lied about what I said, so I'm gonna clarify what I said.
I lied.
Again, you lied about what I said. You said I want him to be number one. I defend him being number one. I said who else is in the rankings. I do not have the WBC sanctioning rankings in front of me. Can you pull that up, Ness? Otherwise, we're just arguing about nothing here. We don't know who's the other 9 guys in the rankings to compare it. Okay. Otherwise, what's the point here? Why are we arguing about a sanctioning body's rankings? Overall, he's a top 10 heavyweight. I think that is almost undeniable at this point. So if he's not going to fight Joshua because Joshua doesn't want the fight, yeah, go get that bag and go knock out some Brit. I don't see the big deal in this. If that's me arguing off a technicality, then okay.
Okay. I'm just here because Carl Froch feels like like he doesn't understand why Anthony Joshua was avoiding Wilder.
Well, we know why.
That's why I'm here.
Okay.
206-371. Did you read those quotes, Matt?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You want to read them again? I've read them twice.
I don't have them in front of me, but if you want me to pull them up, I can read them.
You're in production. No, I'm just saying because I got real theatrical with them. They're powerful.
I was
powerful.
to the show when you were doing it.
206-371. Are you there?
How you doing? That's it.
How are you, brother? Who's this? Where you calling from? First time caller?
Yeah, yeah, that's my first time calling.
All right, let me go ahead and play this first time caller intro. Let me go ahead and play this first time caller intro. Say your name, where you're calling from. Let the world know those things. Then get into your call.
I'm Dominique Christoph. I'm calling from Seattle, Washington. Representing Deontay Wilder, full effect. I'm just kind of pissed on how everybody keeps on ducking the question. Even that interview with Crotch, I think his name is. He kept on ducking the question of why Anthony Joshua won't let Deontay Wilder in the ring. And I'm saying basically, like, you should let him in the ring. That will promote the fight. Like, you can't just Muhammad Ali chased down Joe Frazier, and Joe Frazier shot a gun in the air. So I think that Deontay Wilder needs to step it up and just go down there. And he needs to start linking up with Floyd. And because, when Floyd linked up with Anthony Joshua, that's how he got his name big out here. I just think that dude Crotch, or whatever his name is, he ain't really making no sense. He's like a protector, kind of. Like, why would Deontay Wilder really go there if he was told he can't even go in the ring? Like, it makes no sense. It's basically like telling you should just come here, take some pictures, and leave. That's my point of it.
Well, all right, brother. Thank you for calling in. Dominic in Seattle. We're going to go out to the 248-408. 248-408. First time caller?
No, man. I ain't no first time caller. It's your boy Paulie from Pontiac.
Yeah, Matt's sleeping over
Hello?
there. Matt still got coal in his eye.
I got it. You were just a little bit quick on the draw, Ness. That's all.
What up, though, man? You already know what time it is. Y'all know this be Paulie, man, the super chat. Undisputed.
Oh, shit. See, we didn't know that.
We didn't
know that. Nah, we didn't know.
Yeah.
We thought Paulie from Pontiac was not B. Paulie. Now we fucking know. Damn, he really going for undisputed.
Undisputed, boy.
I like undisputed. I like that you chat and you call in, man. It's important to call in.
Straight up. But yeah, I agree with what Carl Froch said, man. He spit some game on that. I think what's gonna happen is, I think AJ just want to control it. If he win the fight, like he said, he go want to call Deontay in. He go try to do some bossy stuff because he get on his CEO mode. So he go try to pull some bossy move, call Deontay in the ring if he even make it there. Did we get any word on if he going or not yet? Or no? We just don't know. We just gotta wait and see.
About Wilder coming to the UK?
Yeah. Did we get any update on that?
Well, we're going to do another show later on. We're going to do a show later on, and hopefully we're going to have Deontay Wilder on the show later today. So stay tuned on social media, The Boxing Voice on Twitter, Instagram, and we're definitely going to do something today about that. Yeah.
Got you, man. R2D2 be hitting you with them jabs, Matt, man. You be breaking up.
And I know. I'm sorry, Paulie.
But yeah, That's my call, though, man. Hey, hold on, but what else should happen? They should just have Dillian White fight Brazil, man. Like, I heard AJ say about it's not about ownership, it's about partnership, right? In the interview. So Al Heyman ain't going nowhere. Eddie Hearn ain't going nowhere. You might as well have White fight Brazil, Wilder, fight Joshua, and they can still get money. He can still get money both ways. But that's my call, man. Super chat champ, undisputed boy.
B. Paulie, thanks for calling in, my friend. Thank you for continuing to support. I want to ask everybody, if you're watching this on YouTube, present, future, past, doesn't matter if you stumble across this video 2 days from now, if you enjoyed the content, hit that thumbs up. It's going to keep that in the eyes of other boxing fans, and hopefully we get more callers like B. Paulie and Ron and Dominic and, you know, all the others, Owen and Jay Will, and just a whole bunch that call in. You know, we love first-time callers. When we have our producer, you know, we definitely treat our reoccurring callers with some love. I'm going to go ahead and play the intro, Matt. Call you late face, unfortunately. But we've been rocking out here for some time, going on the quotes of Carl Froch with his interview with Sky Sports. And I don't know. He's putting some pressure on his friend Anthony Joshua himself just with these quotes alone. And I mean, there's not much to say, right? We're living in AJ's world. It's AJ's world. No matter what we want, how bad we want it, it's AJ's world. And he did that. He did that. So he deserves to be the master of his domain. But the fact still remains, he had a fight in play with Eric Molina, and he had a contract with Vladimir. Vladimir was in attendance and invited to the ring. It doesn't have to be any different. Even if there's not a contract in play, after the fight, invite Deontay into the ring. To say no, he's not allowed, and have your promoter and yourself doing interviews, you're just sending a message that you might not want this fight. I mean, using the words freeze out means you might not want this fight. But I am your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NesGTO. Thank you to all our super chatters that rocked out with us, because this was an early morning show on the East and on the West. Still in the morning for you West Coasters, probably driving to work or doing your thing. And for the UK, thank you for calling in on Skype. Don't forget, Nestor Gibbs on Skype to be part of the show. Matt.
Final thoughts. Again, Carl Froch sort of hit the nail on the head, so to speak. I don't think he said anything necessarily that was wrong. You know, you may pick out individual parts, but that's what he's saying is true, that there is the disregard of Deontay Wilder by AJ and the team. Weird. It doesn't make sense, because Wilder is the number 2 heavyweight in the world at this moment. He is the biggest fight for Anthony Joshua. He is the biggest threat for Anthony Joshua. But then again, I think that's why you see a disregard of Wilder by AJ's team. There's a reason for that. And it's a chessboard. It's a 3D chessboard that we don't see. And it's being played by guys like Al Heyman, Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn, Shelly Finkel, and the likes. And we're just along for the ride. And again, this fight is going to happen. Whether it happens next or not, it's the business of boxing. And it is what it is. I'm Matt Thips. You can find me at Mixed Combat News on Twitter, Matt Hunter TVV on Instagram. And of course, MMA podcast, Mixed Combat Radios on Patreon, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, etc. And of course, patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice for hours and hours of extra content. And of course, we'll be right back later with the breaking news Deontay Wilder show. Peace.
Remember that your support on Patreon allows us to continue to bring you as much exclusive footage as we can. Our Camp Life series, our Border War series, our Overtime, our Standing 8 Count. We have tons of rewards and different perks. Shout out to Ron, the Mastermind, KM Star, a frequent ringer, Stainless, the Boomeranger, Jose, the Boomeranger. Head on over to patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice to see some great perks and another way to support and ensure that this fan-driven podcast sticks around so that you can have the platform to voice your opinion here on The Voice of the People. That being said, Matt, Go get that early morning coffee. Shout out to our super chatter, B. Paulie, coming up. What up, Matt? Haters beware. Hashtag undisputed. We're out.
Porque vivimos chido, vivimos bien.